Hello and welcome to this Tech Talk. My name is Nick Ellis. I am the PC computer guy local to Indianapolis, 317-883-PCCG, or on the web, www.pccomputerguy.com, where you can find this and many other tech tips. Today what we're going to be talking about is zipping, how to zip, unzip, and what zipping is. Zipping is the process of taking multiple files and adding them into a single archive or file. Think of archive and file as the same thing. So I can take all three of these guys and make them into one file. The reason why we do that is because it makes it easy to send information as well as receive information. You can send multiple files all in a single shot. So instead of having to attach this guy, then this guy, then this guy, I can do it all at one as one attachment. Makes it easier for the person that's receiving the attachment as well, because they don't have to save each item independently. They can save them all at once, and then they can just simply unzip or extract the files. It also makes the files smaller in terms of the size. Not always, but most of the time. Certain formats, such as pictures and MP3s, are already compressed, so it won't really make them any smaller, but it still does make it more convenient to send multiple files at the same time. So let's get into it. It's a conceptual view, but what does that actually mean? Built into Windows is a zipping utility, and so I'll show you that, or at least create the zip file first with it. If I right-click on this and then say send to, here we have three files here that we're going to be working with. If I highlight these three files by just dragging a box around them, then I right-click and say send to, there's this compressed zip folder here. This pretty much exists on all Windows computers, and you see what we end up with is a single zip file here. And this single zip file contains all of the files inside of it. So all three of these guys got placed into here. Now, you can use the Windows one, and that works perfectly fine. And then if you want to look at the files, you just double click on it, and then you'll be able to view the files. Let me see if I have the open with, and yeah, I already have the program installed, so I can't show you the Windows way of unzipping it, but it's pretty easy. You just double click on it, and it looks like a file, looks like a regular file folder with three items in it, and you just drag and drop them out. I'm going to use 7-Zip, which is the program that I have. There are many different zipping programs. 7-Zip is by far the best one in my opinion. It's free, it's open source, and it does a very good job. It's very efficient. How do you find that? If you go to Google, and then you just type in 7-Zip, it'll be the very first one on here. So you can go here, the download is right at the top. Really, either one of these will work. This one might not work if you have an older computer, but either one of them will most likely work just fine for you. You download and install the program. Once the program has been installed, you can accept the default values. Then it'll give you another option. So we actually have a zipping program installed on here now, 7-Zip. UnZip is another one that's very common, but it's not free. It keeps pestering you all the time to buy it, and so 7-Zip is a great alternative that, in my opinion, actually works better than 7-Zip. It supports just about any format. Zipping is just one format. There's a whole lot of other formats, such as RAR or 7-Zip, or tons of ones in other operating systems as well. But Zip is the most common for Windows computers. So I'm going to take these three files again, and instead I'm going to right-click. 7-Zip is here if you install the program, and then notice you have all of these different options. That's one of the reasons why I like 7-Zip. And I'm going to choose this one, compress to desktop.zip. Actually this one, because I don't want to email it. And what it does is we have a single desktop file right here. Now, if I delete these three files, remember I told you all three of those files will be inside of here. So if I double click on it, you are now looking at 7-Zip, and you see these three files are inside of that one single desktop.zip file. So I could just take this one file and email it to you, and you will end up with all three of these things. They'll be zipped, and so then it'll be up to you to unzip it or decompress it. So how do you do that? It's really easy. You can just take these three items and then drag them to your desktop or wherever you want to put them after you double click on it. So you see how easy it is to unzip things. If I take these three things and delete them, I want to show you also adding to the archive. So I have these three files in here. With 7-Zip, I can also add another file later by taking this and just dragging it in there. It says, do you want to add this? I say yes. And now you notice I have 4 files here. So you can add things to the archive and then mail it off, this guy, or just if you receive one, which is what most people are going to do, is they're just going to receive them. You just double click on it, you'll see the files inside of it, you take it and you drag it to wherever you want to put it. You can do just a single file, or you can do all of them. So hopefully this kind of demystifies zipping, unzipping, and all of that good stuff, and gives you a free program to check out as well. My name's Nick Ellis, PC Computer Guy, 317-883-PCCG, or www.pccomputerguy.com. Until next time.